Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Greg Prescott from N5D.com, and you're tuned into another weekly tarot reading from Allison Janes for the week of May 25th through the 31st. And before we get moving here, while Allie is shuffling her cards, I just want to point out that we do have these amazing shirts available. The fire element available at n5d.net, quantum tie-dye. We also have the water element and the balance shirts, the ice dye balance shirts. This is the balance 2 shirts. So check those out at n5d.net. Also, as you guys know, we are heavily shadow banned, so please consider helping to support this channel through Patreon. You can find the link below. Lastly, if you're not sure of your sun, moon, and rising, you can find that at psychicalley.net. Psychicalley.net. You can find the link below for that. Be sure to book a reading while you're there with the beautiful Allison Jane. So without any further ado, Allie's done shuffling her cards. I'm going to give you the floor, Allie. It's all yours. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. What I wanted to say, and what I forgot in the last video, I went blank, was that I'm now doing one-to-one tuition. Okay. So there's an option of that on the, so if anybody wants to develop their own psychic abilities and you didn't want to do that in a group situation, you can actually book a session with me and we can do that on a one-to-one basis. I can get a lot. It's like it will be the equivalent of about I would say 3 to 4 weeks psychic development. I can get that done within an hour. Because it's to do with confidence building, and on one-to-one it can help. Anyway, so we're doing Virgos now, aren't we? So typical Virgo, they're planners. Okay, they want to plan ahead. They want to look at what is their options. Okay, at all times. Sometimes that can be frustrating for other people because they're always constantly thinking, what can I get from this situation? Is there anything to gain? Now that might seem selfish. On some Virgos, it might well be a selfish part of their personality. But for some other Virgos, it's like, how can I help this other people? Okay, so they're weighing up what they can do for other people. So you can see the differences between the two personalities, depending on what sort of Virgo you are. It could be that that's part of your job. That's what you need to do. Okay, so say if you're working in sales, you need to be looking at options on how to get things, how to upsell and things like that. So, you know, so I've shuffled the cards already, as you've seen. So I'm going to go straight in and see what's happening with you guys this week. So the beginning of the week for Virgos. Okay, so Virgos, you're going to be, there's going to be an interest in balancing your finances. Okay, now that might seem quite a regular thing that people do, but there would have to be something, there's a reason for it. Now that could be because you're saving money for something else. That could be for a car, it could be for a house, it could be for a vacation or holiday. It could be for something nice that you want. Okay, there's all to do with trying to get other people to see why you're doing what you're doing as well. So communication lines may be a little bit strained, a little bit difficult for you Virgos, because you have a plan and you don't mind being strict with yourself financially, but there might be people around you, maybe people who are linked with you financially, who don't like it. So make sure that you are very clear about your intentions and what it is that you're willing to sacrifice, okay, in order to get what you want in the future. Make it enthusiastic for them to see that they are going to get something as well. Trying to keep the balance, trying to keep the boundaries of what you're happy with and what you're not happy with. So it's all going to be about communication the beginning of this week. Make sure that other people understand you. There is a link to a flirtatious person around you, somebody who's going to be bantering back and forth with you. This person is going to be of interest to you because they're building up their flirtatious abilities. They are enjoying your ability to just be spontaneous and to think outside the box, and vice versa. So there's going to be a lot of kind of laughter and giggling around you, okay, beginning this week. I can see some legal or official documents or something that has to be done officially to get the justice that you want. Okay, so think about court cases, think about things that need to be addressed for the right reasons. So, you know, I said about court cases, sometimes it can be for one person, for one Virgo, yes, or for a group of Virgos, it will be there'll be links with court and legal things. For other Virgos, it may be contracts, signatures, paperwork, bills, anything to do with addressing things of a financial or a balanced nature. Okay, so I've mentioned balance a couple of times, so obviously you know the theme that's going on at the beginning of this week. Linked to you emotionally, there's somebody tempting you outside of your cage. So they're kind of saying, the door's open, why do you still feel as if you have to be stuck inside? So there's definitely somebody who's kind of trying to lure you out, trying to get you to either break the rules or, you know, to kind of treat yourself to something when you're going, no, no, no. But sometimes we have to kind of let our naughty side out, let our fun side come about, because it's too stifled in there, okay? So by the middle of the week for Virgos, you've got the World card, which, as you know, is one of my best cards in the deck, that along with the Sun. So you have that in the middle of this week. There's links around you and frustrations that have been around you, something that's made you angry or made you need to get the courage to do something about. Okay, so this is indicating when the World card turns up next to that particular card, which is my Strength card, when that and that come together, that basically indicates for me that you have the courage and strength and that you will do it in the right way. Because if you put those two cards together, you know, it means, you know, that on its own can mean frustration, anger, building things up, you know, okay, to a point where you're going to blow, okay? But this card balances that and says that actually it's going to be the right thing to do, that, you know, but you're going to do it in the right way. So it's more of a controlled frustrations, controlled getting what you want. When you get the emotional card with it, which makes me feel tormented, I'm tormented by what is going on. I'm tormented by other people and the situations that are surrounding. So now we know this is an emotional situation. I don't know why I'm teaching you the tarot here, but it's obviously a good reason. And in the background, there seems to be a jealousy matter or some sort of insecurity here. Okay, so something's making you frustrated, that it's all going to be handled in the right way. And it's linking to emotions and linking to feeling tormented by emotions and maybe a bit of jealousy in the background. Okay, to do with you financially. Financially, there's going to be time to get the rewards from things that have been you've been working hard for. So it's like things come into fruition. You know, you've planted the seed maybe to a financial situation, and you've nurtured it, and you've made it kind of grow, and now it's actually bearing fruit. You can then have more of your the harvest now. Okay, so it's like harvest some, make sure you reinvest some, make sure that you're careful and clever with the finances that you have. Okay, and I know Virgos, that's part of what you do. You don't mind playing the long game. You don't mind kind of going, well, you know, I'm willing to reinvest this amount because later on that's going to pay off in this way, and I'm going to get double the amount that I would normally have had. So yeah, there's all to do with reinvestments and financial, not gambles, but financial security issues, and doing well with them. This is still the middle of the week, isn't it, for you, Virgos? Emotionally, you're going to be feeling as if, you're not ready to let go of someone or something or an emotional situation. You might have felt that you did already let go and that you felt that that was something that you've done. And it might surprise you to know that there's actually more underneath that surface. You might have dealt with that part, but you didn't deal with that part. Sometimes there's multi layers, as we know, to our emotions. The holding on just means that, sometimes we need to address why we're holding on to something. Sometimes it's about, and this is maybe a Virgo trait. Imagine that you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in, and then imagine that sometimes we've got a hand on another branch, maybe to go forward. Does that make sense? We're kind of already thinking ahead. You've got to understand that if you don't want to be somewhere, then it's better to have that little bit of a break between entering something else. And that's it on an emotional basis. If you're talking about holding on to a business, sometimes we have to end something to begin something else, to clear the energy before you go on. Doesn't have to be months and months and months, but it does need to be addressed. That's what I'm picking up around you Virgos. For some Virgos, when it's not to do with love life or emotions, this could be stuff from the past, childhood issues, that you're still holding on to. Before you move on, maybe it's a good idea to deal with that now, so that it doesn't come back and bite you on the bum later. Okay, so the end of this week for Virgos, money's coming in and you're going to have a spend up. It's not a bad situation though, because this to me indicates that it's worthwhile, okay, to do this. Imagine that your inner child needs to be happy. So if you starve your inner child from the things that they like, they're going to rebel in other ways. So you need to kind of imagine that there is a child inside you that needs to laugh and play and sing and do crazy things as well. Okay, no matter how sensible you are, there's got to be something that makes your belly laugh, something that makes you feel good, and it's time for that. If that involves having a bit of a spend up with something, so be it, because I feel that this particular time, you've got new money around you to play with, more money than you had before. So if you spend a little, it's okay. I think that's what I said in the beginning of the week, didn't I? Yeah, basically I just feel as if you're juggling finances around, okay, beginning of the week, trying to be clever about what you're doing. Star indicates hopes, dreams and wishes. So when you have the star, that's your wishes. You then have new money coming in, and you then have a spend up. That spend up then doesn't seem that bad because of those two there, because it means that it's to do with your wish, and that's why you are spending money. And with this card, it indicates that there's more money flowing in. Okay, so it's okay to spend up. Okay. Okay, so to do with your finances, be careful of people trying to steal your ideas. Make sure that you are very careful about anything new that you've got going on, plans, that sort of thing. It could be even somebody really close to you who is trying to take what you've decided to do and do it themselves. Now, understand that sometimes we might feel as if they are, but maybe there might have been a conversation before that they were talking about doing something. I don't know, there seems to be confusion about who started the idea off, just who started off. Could it be that you were both talking about it and the idea became both of you, and then one person went with it and then the other person decided to go with it as well? There's some sort of confusion. All I'm saying is, make sure that if there's new plans and you don't want anyone else getting involved in it and you want it to be yours and yours alone, then you're going to need to kind of be a bit more secretive about it. To do with you emotionally, there is a lot on your plate at the moment emotionally. You feel as if you're the one that is working harder than mostly other people. and other people are egging you on to keep going, but sometimes you feel it's a bloody heavy load. Is there anything that I can do to delegate? So, you know, think about that. Is there anything to delegate? Other people might not do the better job, a good job that you do, but, you know, sometimes you just have to kind of ignore the job that they're not doing that well and go and have some fun and switch off, knowing that, you know, say if this is what it just reminds me of what happened when my nan was passing away. My mum obviously did a better job of looking after her because my nan didn't want me to. Okay, she wanted always to have my mum around her, and so when I was caring for her, when it was my turn to care for her, you know, my mum felt guilty because she knew that she could do a better job than me because my nan accepted her more. But she still had to switch off, turn her phone off, and let me just do it. Okay, that way she still had the time off. And I don't know why I'm saying this. Maybe there's a carer out there that feels guilty knowing that the person that they're caring for wants them and not the other carers. It doesn't matter that they might not do the same thing as you do. It means that that person, when you come back and you do care for them, they're going to be ever so grateful. Okay, maybe that's the lesson. Okay, it's not necessarily the lesson, it's about delegation. Okay, so there you go.
Okay, we have a question here on YouTube from
What was
Carol.
you giggling about? I saw you giggling then. You were reading something on there and you was giggling.
Oh yeah, this is it's kind of related to the question.
Okay.
Carol, she's digging your readings for. She's a cusp though, and she's wondering what your thoughts are for people who cusp.
People who cusp. Then the both will be related. Both of those readings, you have to mix the two together, but you might take some and some, but not all.
Well, what she's saying is, I've watched her readings on Pisces and now Virgo, and it is spot on. Also, my daughter's boyfriend is Capricorn, and it was spot on for him. Wow.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So
This little man, can you send some healing to my little cat? Because his brother died a couple of weeks ago, and you know, he just keeps searching for him. So you'll hear in a minute, he cries.
Oh,
Poor little thing.
yeah. Well, just want to remind you guys, stop at n5d.net. Check out the new shirts that we have there. Also, if you like these kind of programs, you can check us out on Patreon for as little as $1.11 a month to help support the program. And be sure to check out Allie at psychically.net and book a reading with her before she's completely booked for the rest of the year. So, Allie?
This is your prediction, isn't it? That I will be busy.
Yeah.
And I'm just gobsmacked at how busy I am now. So to be busier than that, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're going to have
to
create
appreciate
time. Yeah.
I do do what I do, so it doesn't feel like a chore to me at all. It just feels like there's two people connecting on a higher vibrational energy, and you know, we're working together to give the reading and to give the information that is needed the best for for each individual person, which is all different. I've got fluffiness up my nose now for the cat. Okay, so what's going on? Okay, with me is I used to teach on Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, which I'm going to do this week on Facebook, Psychic Alley 1-to-1, 7:30, around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Sometimes it differs. And that's 2:30 Eastern and 11:30 a.m. Pacific. And basically that's going to continue this week. Then the following week, it's going to be Tuesday, which is going to continue, okay, free classes. But the Wednesday is then going to be I'm going over to Zoom, and basically I'm going to be doing classes on Zoom. So it's basically whoever wants to join in with that, they can. If you're seriously wanting to develop, I can teach in a better way if I can see you and if I can help you. There's so many different classes I can do. more classes I can do for people. So it's like I'll take you on the journey up to, it doesn't matter what level you are either. I will teach you at the level you are, okay? And I will gently push you to the next one, okay? Whilst laughter and joking. Anyway, I've got Saturday workshops coming up, Tarot Tuition 2. Doesn't matter if you haven't been to Tarot 1, you can still come in. So if you want to learn the tarot cards, come to that. 2 p.m. till 8 p.m. UK, 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. till 12 p.m. Pacific time, and that's £10 or about £12 dollars, $12, I think it is, something like that. And then Sunday evenings we always do mediumship night from 7:30 p.m. UK, 2:30 p.m. USA, that's Eastern, and 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. Oh, they're $5. The Sunday nights are $5.
And Carol said that she's sending your cat Reiki as well.
Oh, thank you. He's not himself. He's not eating.
And she
He
thinks
eats a little bit.
Carol's also thanking you for the explanation on the cusps. So there you go.
That's okay.
So we're going to wrap it up at that. On behalf of the beautiful Allison Janes from psychicalley.net, I'm Greg Prescott from in5d.com, sending you all infinite love and light. Namaste.
Bye.